Hey, hi, hello, everyone. Hello, hello, hello. I don't know how to start this video. Hey, everyone. My name's Aaron McGuire, and today we're going to be talking about 5 random movie recommendations. If you know me, you know that I'm a big fan of movies. So I'm going to be talking about 5 that I feel are really worth watching, that are readily available online, that I think are really, really great and maybe underseen, at least a little bit. And basically what I want to do with this series is break it down into 5 different genres and pick one from each genre. It's not going to be the same 5 every time. It's just going to be 5 different ones just to give you some variety, depending on what you feel like watching. And with that out of the way, let's talk about the First off, I want to start off with an action film that I think is really, really great called Master Z Ip Man Legacy, which came out last year, was directed by Yen Wu Ping. It's a martial arts film, and it is a spin-off from the Ip Man series starring Donnie Yen. This does not star Donnie Yen. It instead stars Max Zhang, who was the villain in Ip Man 3, and they decided to expand upon his character, basically showing his life as a single father trying to raise his son during this time where he makes a whole lot of enemies. He tries his best to get different jobs, but constantly runs into martial artists after martial artists who wants to beat him up or kill him. The story is basically a clothesline where they can hang like a bunch of crazy fight scenes, ones that get increasingly more crazy and more intense and more exhilarating as they go on. And even just right down from the first fight scene, you can kind of tell the style of the fights. Seeing him beat the crap out of some dudes just getting off of his bicycle is really awesome. But things progress and get even crazier as they fight on top of neon light signs that are in the city. And things keep escalating until it eventually leads to a fight scene with Max Zhang and Yu Xing going against 50 people in a room. And it is just, oh, it's crazy. So definitely, if you're looking for an action fix, this is an excellent pick. I do think it's a whole lot of fun. I was very lucky to get to see this in theaters when it first came out with one of my good friends, and we were laughing and cheering and having an amazing time. And if you are a fan of modern action movies, you will probably recognize a lot of the people in here, including Tony Jaa, who makes brief appearance. He has one fight scene and just kind of comes and goes here and there. There's action legend Michelle Yeoh, who is fantastic as always. And there's even wrestler slash Hollywood actor Dave Bautista in this, which is great. He is a very, very good villain in this film and a very powerful presence. So anyway, if you want to see Ip Man, you want to see if you like the Ip Man films and you want to see a bit more action in that same style, I highly recommend this movie. It's not very hard to find, so enjoy. The next film I want to talk about is Fantastic Planet in our animation category. Fantastic Planet is a French film from 1973. I will not be attempting to say any of the names of the people who worked on it. And it is a very, very short film. It's only an hour and 10 minutes, so it is a very easy movie to commit to and watch all the way through. And not that it would be hard to anyway if it was longer, because it is a movie that creates this very unique, unnerving atmosphere that's very easy to get sucked into. Right down from the animation, which is very, very creepy and very, very beautiful at the same time. And I feel like they use a lot of techniques that were very new for the time, or at least rarely used, including very realistic motion blur in some scenes. It just kind of adds to the uncanny feeling that this movie presents. And the atmosphere is definitely helped by the musical score, which is fantastic. And I've always wanted to get it on vinyl, but it is extremely hard to find. And whenever I do find it, it's very, very expensive. So yeah, but I do want it because it is one of the best musical scores for a movie ever. And basically what the story of Fantastic Planet is, it's very simple. It's just about a planet that is full of these blue beings that have red eyes, and they own human-like beings as pets. And basically some of these pets escape and try to form a revolution against the supreme blue beings. It's very weird, it's very interesting, it's very disturbing, and it's very beautiful. And so I would highly, 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 highly recommend it. It is brilliant, it is fantastic. But anyway, if you're looking to see Fantastic Planet, it is on HBO Max, it's on YouTube, it's on Vudu, Amazon Prime, iTunes, etc. If you have the Criterion channel, it's also on there as well, at least last time I checked. So yeah, check it out because it's amazing. The next movie I want to recommend is kind of a love it or hate it kind of movie for the comedy category, and that is Greener Grass. Greener Grass is a movie that came out last year, and I cannot say the names of the people who made it, but I will try my best. Jocelyn DeBoer and Don Lubay. But anyway, this is a very low budget comedy that was released last year, based off a short film that they released earlier. And the directors of this film are actually the star as well, and they do a really excellent job doing both. Basically, what this movie is, it is a suburban kind of satire. It creates this very strange kind of like plastic world where everybody wears braces, everybody drives golf carts, everybody wears these pastel colors. It's a world where if you give away your child to somebody, it's totally normal, as like just as a gift, like, oh, you want my baby? Sure, here you go. And it's so weird and bizarre and kind of disturbing, but simultaneously hilarious. When I got to see this in theaters last year, I was laughing a lot, and some of it was very nervous laughter because I was just so disgusted and freaked out by everything going on. It is a very, very strange movie. It is a very uncomfortable movie to watch. I don't know if I can recommend it confidently because I know that a lot of people are going to hate it, but it does have a pretty strong fan base for the people who do really enjoy it, including me. I think it's hilarious, and it is completely unlike anything I've ever seen, so I would highly recommend it. I guess just try to watch maybe a trailer or the first couple minutes of the movie or the opening scene. If you feel like that's your thing and you're like, this is really funny, then go for it. It's just like that the entire way through. However, if you dislike the trailer or the first few minutes, you will most likely hate this movie, or definitely hate this movie, because it does not let up. If anything, it just increases in just how weird it can get. So keep that in mind. Check it out if you want. Don't check it out if you don't want. I love it. You should see it, maybe. Anyway, moving on to the documentary category. This could also be kind of the musical category because the specific movie I want to talk about is Stop Making Sense, which is a concert film directed by Jonathan Demme. And this is often called the greatest concert film of all time, and though I haven't seen many, it is very easy to see why. What separates this from other concert movies is mainly how it's shot. It was shot very beautifully by the cinematographer for Blade Runner. These songs kind of create this really weird abstract story about a man who's trying to fit in with the world and try to act normal. And then he eventually becomes more comfortable in his own skin, which is just kind of what I gather from the movie. I don't know if that is the intended story, but that's just kind of what I got out of it. And it's very unique in that how it's staged, because it starts off with just one person on stage, David Byrne, on a completely empty stage. And then the next song, he's joined by Tina Weymouth on bass. In the next song, he's joined by Chris France on the drums, and then Jerry Harrison, and then the whole rest of the band. And with each song, it just gets progressively more exciting and more energetic up until we reach about the 20-minute mark with Burning Down the House, where things just go totally nuts. And the movie does not let up from there. Every subsequent song is just as exciting and exhilarating and visceral. And the energy is so infectious that it kind of just makes you want to run around your house, just like how David Byrne runs around the stage during Life During Wartime, which is my favorite scene in the movie. The editing and the cinematography definitely adds so much to it. It is an amazing film. The Talking Heads, who are the band that perform, are really, really excellent, and I love their music a whole lot. So if you are missing the concert experience or the experience of being in a crowd watching a band, definitely check this out because it kind of recreates that feeling very, very well. But simultaneously, it is not just a concert, it is a cinematic experience, a very uniquely cinematic experience. And I think it is really excellent. Out of all the movies that I'm going to be talking about in this video, this is definitely the one that I've seen the most times. It's wonderful. I love it. Watch it, please. God. Anyway, moving on to the last category, the drama category, I want to be talking about one of my favorite movies of last year, which is Waves, directed by Trey Edward Schultz. This is a movie that dives into a lot of very heavy subject matters, including drug abuse and abortion and family dynamics. It does dive into a lot, and a lot of it is very, very intense. So much so that while watching the movie in theaters, I actually wanted to get up and leave at a certain point. Not because I wasn't enjoying it, but because I was just so stressed out. I was just totally on the edge of my seat, so much so that I did not want to know what was going to happen next. I did not leave, and I'm very glad that I didn't because the movie is fantastic. However, that's just how intense and uncomfortable and stressful that this movie makes you. It is a very anxiety inducing film because of this. And if that is not your thing, I understand. You don't need to watch it. Yeah. However, if you do think that you're up for it, you will be rewarded with some excellent performances, some of the best cinematography ever. It is totally stunning, some of the shots in this film. The dialogue is fantastic and very natural. The representation of teenagers today, usually when it's written by an adult, is terrible, but in this movie, it is very, very realistic, at least in my opinion. And yeah, it's amazing. I love this movie a lot. I do think it is incredibly sad, and some of the tonal shifts and some of the structure and the pacing is kind of off, especially towards the end of the film. However, it is a very powerful and a very beautiful movie to watch. It was in my top 5 of last year. I was completely blown away by it, and I would highly, highly, highly recommend it because I absolutely loved it. Anyway, those are the films that I wanted to talk about for this video. Those are my 5 recommendations. So again, that is Master Z, Ip Man Legacy, which I give about a 7 out of 10, but it is a fun action fix. Fantastic Plan, which I give a 8 out of 10. It is a brilliant, brilliant animated film, very beautiful, very uncomfortable and unnerving. And then Greener Grass, which I give an 8 out of 10. It is a wonderful, fantastic comedy, a very admirable satire of suburbia. Then for the documentary / musical category is Stop Making Sense, which is a totally visceral and exhilarating concert film. And then for the drama category, Waves, which is a very, very intense and stressful and anxiety inducing experience, but one that is very rewarding and beautiful. So anyway, those are my picks. I hope you enjoy them. If you have seen them, let me know. If you do end up seeing any of them, also let me know. I hope you enjoy these films if you do see them. If not, that's fine. I mean, you don't have to do anything. I mean, this is just my recommendations. Anyway, stay tuned for more videos in the future. I'll try to be a bit more consistent and try to release them more frequently because they are a lot of fun to do. So yes, thank you all for watching. Thank you for listening. Thank you for existing. You are all important. You are all loved, and I love you. Mwah. Keep wearing your gosh darn mask whenever you go outside. It's very, very important. I swear to God, please. And I will see you all next time. I don't know how to end my video still. I think that's okay.